This video is made possible by Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com/Alli Cherry for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're in my kitchen, which is very exciting. A couple weeks ago, I asked you guys on Instagram what types of videos you'd like to see on my channel, and I got tons of requests for shop with me videos. So today, I'm actually gonna show you what I got at the grocery store. This is totally functional and not at all just for looks. This is my shopping bag. This isn't technically a follow me around grocery store vlog because number one, I'm scared to film myself in public at my grocery store because this is where I actually shop and I don't think they want people to film in there. And then number two, they play copyrighted music, so I wouldn't be able to use any of the audio anyway. So I have clips that I'm gonna overlay, but I'm gonna talk you through what I got here in my house. So when I'm grocery shopping, I try to produce as little waste as I possibly can. It's not zero waste because that's impossible, but I do my best to reduce my plastic intake where I can. So I'll show you guys that. And then I also try to reduce my food waste. So for me, this means shopping when I can, multiple times a week. Some weeks I can't shop more than once, so I have to sort of store up on things. But for the most part, I'm able to shop at least twice a week. And so this is a really small grocery shop for me. I'm actually shopping to make recipes for a trip that we have coming up. That's going to be another video. The first thing I picked up was hummus. This is definitely something I could make on my own, something that I do make on my own pretty consistently actually. I'll leave a recipe for you in the description of one of my favorite ways to make it. It's an oil-free recipe and you actually use aquafaba, which is the chickpea brine or like the chickpea water. But I'm sort of in a time crunch for this trip, so I picked up some hummus at my grocery store, and I'm lucky enough to be able to use my own container at my grocery store because the hummus is in like the deli section and they can just take the tear weight off of my container and then fill it. This is sort of a newer thing that I've been trying out at my grocery store because I tried to do this a couple years ago and they said they couldn't do it, but then I tried again and now they say they can do it. So I'm super grateful for that. This hummus is really good. It's actually sprouted hummus, which is sort of fancy and I guess better for digestion. So I'm really happy to buy this way from my grocery store, also to sort of like encourage them to continue offering bulk hummus. So that's that. Also, I have this here because they have coffee at my grocery store. There's like a cafe in the back and I just bring my own cup and get coffee. It's actually Sunday morning, which is not normally when I shop for groceries, but it's when I'm filming this video, so I shopped this morning and rewarded myself with coffee. Okay, so up next, this was a zero waste fail, you guys, and it was a really embarrassing story, but I feel like I should share it anyway. So my grocery store just recently updated their bulk section and made it bigger and sort of on its own. And when I was there last week, I noticed that they have a little scale in the bulk section now. So I was pumped because I was like, this is a way that I can bring my own container to my bulk section, you know, weigh my container myself, do the math once I fill it up with my peanut butter, and then when I bring it to the cashier, they won't have to do any of the math. I won't have to explain myself to anyone. I'll just be able to fill up my own container and not use a plastic container. So I did that today for the first time. I was very excited. As you can see in this clip, I weighed my container. I even had a little label that I had ready to go on here so I could do the math myself, subtract the weight of the container from the filled container. But the issue was when I brought it up to the cashier, they told me that the scale in the bulk section is ounces, but they weigh peanut butter by pounds. So it was a little, I mean, it was a fail, but they were super nice about it, which I really appreciated. And they said, next time, just bring it up to the front and we'll weigh it for you and it won't be an issue. So that was really nice because again, a couple years ago, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, when I first started doing this sort of thing, people were just like super weirded out by it, but now I feel like it's sort of becoming more normal-ish. Again, depending on where you live, I know it's not like this everywhere, but it ended up being sort of an encouragement to me, even though I totally screwed up on this. And this is actually cheaper for me than buying it in a container, which again is awesome. And one of my least favorite jobs ever in the world is cleaning out a peanut butter jar so I can recycle it. And for some reason, this is just a lot easier to clean out, I think because it's a wider mouth. So it makes me happy, and I'm gonna continue doing this, just hopefully not making the mistake that I did today. But I also wanted to show you guys, because I know not all of you have access to bulk peanut butter like this. You can totally buy peanut butter in a jar that is like more eco-friendly. I just highly recommend looking at the back and making sure that it doesn't have palm oil in it. This is one of my favorite brands because it's just really simple. It's usually just peanuts and salt, but there's this other brand that I've purchased from before too that again is usually just peanuts and salt, but sometimes they add palm oil to it. So depending on if it's creamy or crunchy or whatever kind it is, sometimes it has palm oil in it, so I'd highly recommend not purchasing that variety and just getting one that's either just peanuts alone or peanuts and salt, depending on what you're into. Okay, up next I have some beans. I usually make my beans from scratch in my pressure cooker because I can buy them in bulk, but like I said before, I'm on a little bit of a time crunch for this trip we have coming up, so I just bought this can. I really like this brand because they soak their beans, and yeah, the can's BPA free, so that's great. And then I have another can of green olives because they're my favorite. I have tomato paste. I really love this brand because it's a metal lid and a glass container and it freezes really well. Usually recipes with tomato paste in them call for like 2 or 3 tablespoons, and then it doesn't last very long in the fridge. So I just freeze this, and I've never had any issues with it exploding or anything because there's lots of room in the jar for it to expand. Up next, I have some barbecue sauce. Again, this is something I can make myself, but I just don't have the time, so I choose not to. And I really love this brand because it's sweetened with agave nectar and it comes in glass. This is some chocolate that I bought for a recipe, and I'm really excited to use it, and I like it because it's in a little paper container. I really like Enjoy Life chocolate chips because they're free of allergens, or at least my allergens. But if you don't have issues with allergies, you could probably find chocolate in bulk. I just can't, so this is the next best thing for me. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not completely zero waste. I can't shop for everything in the bulk section, and I can't eat wheat or gluten. So one of the recipes I'm making calls for breadcrumbs, and this is the brand of gluten-free breadcrumbs that I get. Again, I could probably make my own breadcrumbs, but I would still have to buy packaged gluten-free bread to make it, so this is just easier for me. Okay, I think we're getting to more of the produce stuff. Oh, actually, this is the last bulk item that I have. This is just bulk coffee beans, and I grind them myself. So if I were to just buy coffee beans and not grind them, I would have a, like a reusable container for them, like a reusable cloth bag. But because I grind them, I find that it sort of makes the bag kind of gross. So I just use a paper bag and then I compost it after. And then I have some sweet potato. I don't use a bag for these because I wash them really well when I get home anyway, so I don't find the need for a bag. Let's see. I have some green onions in here, some loose carrots, some cremini mushrooms. These are my favorite. I love mushrooms so much. And then let's see. This is broccoli. I have an avocado, California avocado, and then some celery. And as you can see with all of my produce, I use reusable bags. The brand doesn't really matter, but I prefer to find bags that are really lightweight so I don't have to ask the cashier to take the tear weight off of them. So these are just really, really light. And like I said, with some things, I don't even use bags. And then to store my produce, I guess I could show you too. I really love these bags. These are called swag bags. And they're just organic cotton, and you just get them a little bit wet. You can see right here. You get them wet and then you fill them with your fruit or veg, and then they stay crispy and fresh in the fridge for weeks. It's crazy. I had this in the back of my fridge a couple weeks ago, and I had left some green onions in it, and they were completely like brand new, like a week and a half later, and that never happened. So these are great, and these really help me reduce my food waste, which I appreciate. Okay guys, so this was my grocery haul for today. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to be making recipes, road trip recipes with all this stuff. So if you're interested in seeing what I'm gonna make, definitely stay tuned for my next video. Turn on my post notifications if you want to. And yeah, I'm really excited to show you what I'm gonna make. But yeah, like I said before too, I try to be as low waste as I can, and I'm really lucky to live in a place where I can get things like bulk peanut butter, hummus, and produce that isn't wrapped in plastic. But if that's not what's available to you, don't get down on yourself, just try your best. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform that you can use to build your website, blog, or even a simple landing page with your contact info. Their templates are high quality and professional looking right out of the gate, but you can also easily adjust them if you want to. Their award-winning customer service means you will have support whenever you need it, and their extensive library of video support is also incredibly helpful. So if you're in the market for a website or domain, go to squarespace.com/Alli Cherry for your free trial and 10% off your first purchase. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like if you did like it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.